Fairy Tail, first triple chapter release. Okay, now before I get started, I just saw something insane. I have a new playlist called Something Different. I don't think I get anything out of it. You guys can just watch it if you want. That's where I put the video. And of all things, it is a video of James Brown singing It's a Man's World with Pavarotti. And you think I'm joking. You think I'm kidding. Some of you may have already seen it. If you have any interest in there, it's actually, I think it's awesome. Anyhow, it's in my playlist, Something Different. You can check it out if you so feel like you want to do that. All right, starting off. Conley Bob 9. Always awesome stuff. These chapters were actually pretty good in my opinion. Now, I want to say something. I actually really enjoyed the chapters. I just didn't... It isn't like Naruto. I didn't see 50 million different things to talk about. So, but anyway, I saw the video again. I do seem kind of... But it's kind of disappointing because I didn't... But anyway, let's go ahead and go with what you have to say here. The artwork didn't suffer, which kind of surprised me. The first chapter, of course, was mostly comedic reprieve, but that's to be expected with 3 chapters. The fight over Yukino was pretty funny, and Natsu was the crown was pretty hilarious. I wonder what would happen to the kingdom before if there were King for a Day. XD, Juvia and Gray did make me cringe though. I'm so sick of it. Looks like that gag is escalating to a new level and I couldn't care less. Yeah, I was hoping that would go away. Really. Ultir and Gray. When the anime returns, it's going to be really a powerful scene. It was sad, the manga. The giving credit where credit is due. Hero did a great job with that. And the moment we've all been waiting for, Lord Zeref returns. He still seems to be on some nihilism thing, on a Nagato Toby sort of deal. Things should hopefully get pretty epic now, since this is the guy who turned the whole world over 400 years ago. Zeref for the win. Zeref seems connected with Raventail, but also with Mavis. Could they have some partnership long ago when Mavis set up the guild? Yeah, there's a lot of secrets of the guild and the whole guild heart thing and all that business. Maybe he has something to do with the Lemon Historia, yeah. Which, according to Ivan, is FT's dark past. Mavis tells us that it's not dark but light, but a lot may have to do with interpretation. Anyway, he and the guild seem connected. Hades, the second guild master, became corrupted from obsessing over Zeref, or maybe it began when he learned some guild secret. Another important aspect was the mention of Tartaros, the one remaining member of the Balam Alliance, who have yet to meet. I wonder what information that Cobra has on them, and what role they have to play. I will say that I don't think Zeref is running them at the moment, since he seems to be disgusted with some dark guilds as a whole. Overall, this was a good haul, and I'm looking forward to next week's 3 chapters, surprisingly enough. I really am. Once again, I totally understand why people, because I kind of picking up that people really think I'm down. I'm not. I enjoyed it. It's just not that deep for me yet. So anyway, appreciate all your comments as always. You always do a great job, Conley Bob 9. NW Order for Life. All right, I'm going to read a lot of your comments because I didn't read a lot of them in the Naruto, so this is kind of making up for it. Okay, well, Rampage. If you recall, I said I would like to see 2 things in these chapters, and that was Ultir being remembered and Grave Juvia developed. And wow, not only did I get what I asked for, but I also got what I wanted Naruto as well. That being Obito being the final villain. Well, you scored a lot of points with Obito. Final villain, we'll see. Obito is Toby, yes. I am 3 for 3, huh? Okay. On to the chapters. Ultira being an old woman was kind of strange. Wish Hero would have gone into more detail with that. I guess she just got up, realized she was alive, and wrote a letter. I really can't see Zeref as a threat. It's sad, but there's 2 reasons for this. First of all, we know that Analogia is a stronger villain. Is Analogia a villain, and why? That whole thing is the power that dragon has. We've seen, but anyway. Second, we have seen too much victory for the good guys. True, we've kind of just too quick for my taste. Nakama power reigns supreme, and it just isn't sitting. It just isn't believable anymore to think that a villain has a chance. I think this is a problem with characters like Natsu who don't deal with despair and failure. What is wrong with Gray? Why not just try and be with Juvia? She's pretty and devoted to him. A perfect match. It just doesn't. Well, anyway. Well, NW Order for Life continues. That whole Juvia Gray thing just. Well, since I've been getting my wishes so far, I'm going to throw a really big one out there. I hope that the coming chapters focus on character development for many characters. I want to see Lucy train with her keys, Mira Jane, Elfman, Lisa Ann. That's a character I've completely. I think I've lost interest in Lisa Ann, and definitely Hiro has. Evergreen, I don't like Evergreen. I really just don't. An Elfman development could be. I don't care for her character. Laxus and the rest of his guards. Basically, I want character development for all the unknown or underdeveloped characters and their scenes that have not been resolved, such as Lisa Ann's story. Yeah, but I think he said something that she's not, which we already kind of know, that she's not really going to be Natsu's love interest. Evidently, it's probably going to be Yukino from what I've seen. But anyway, Hiro has done nothing with her. You probably can't tell that I'm a pairing fan. Nothing wrong with that. But I mean, Natsu was all heartbroken over Lisa Ann's disappearance, and they were best friends, and now it's like they barely hang out. Exactly. It's done. I want clarification on their feelings for each other, and you could actually fight. Her sister is a super S-class mage. I think that she could be a fighter instead of a waitress. And what the hell is she doing? Oh, and let's not forget about Guildhearts. I want him to actually face the bad guys with his guild. Yeah, they're kind of keeping him out there, but that's okay. He'll come back and do some big stuff. We all know this. Really, there's so many characters, but I really do agree. I would like to see a lot more development myself. Who are doing nothing like Kanna. She needs to go to some AA meetings or something. Anyway, the Gun Girl and her husband, I'm a big fan of them. I think they would be pretty interesting. Even the pair, I mean, they're actually married now. That'd be awesome to see more of them. The painting magic guy, I want to see characters to be put in different teams. Why must it always be Grey, Natsu, and Urza? Let Urza go in a team with weaker mages like the painting guy. Let the gunslinger girl and her husband go on a quest with Lucy, and we have too much of the same thing. I want Hiro to break it up and change things. Also, the new kid with the blue hair, what's Hiro doing with him? I couldn't agree with you more. I wish that mangas in general would do that, kind of go off on little, some actual side stuff with them. Actually, be every once in a while it would. I mean, some people may see it as filler, but some interesting little side stories would be pretty cool. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I'd really like to see that. And Byron Noble, do you think there'll be a new Dragon Slayer character? They do keep adding on. I would say yes. There probably before this is all over, there'll be several more. To be perfectly honest, it's my guess. Okay, Kergor Seizu. Personally, I don't think Raventail was aware of the true purpose of his creature was hanging around him. Zeref just used the opportunity that a former Dark Guild will participate in the tournament and put a spy to get him informed of what's going on. I even doubt Oberyn knew of it prior. Was probably under some spell. Anyway, I'm glad Hiro set it up like that, because the moment the Ravens were beaten and this creature fled, I knew it was fishy with that, but never suspected it to be Zeref. I must say that I didn't like the way Hiro decided to handle the Miliana issue. After so much build-up, it really became one of the main elements of the Urza Jalal storyline. in this arc, and I believe it deserved to be properly addressed and add up to the overall insufficient character development of this arc represented. But unfortunately for Fairy Tail, comedy beats everything. Well, it does seem to. Absolutely, comedy trumps everything when it comes to consistent storytelling. You mean Millian, or you mean Kagura? Because are all together? I mean, Millian is not that serious. Kagura was one. Well, but anyway, I think I see what you're saying. But anyway, okay, continuing on. The first of the 3 chapters this week confirmed that Minerva's gone missing. I'm pretty much that this means that we'll meet her again at some point. We have to. She's too good an evil character. She's just awesome. At some point, seeking revenge on Fairy Tail, either joining some group or forming her own guild. It's good for Hero, or at least leave this door open for us. What is to come in the future story? Oh, she's evil. She's freaking awesome. Just love it. Good old Minerva. You gotta have good villains. And then your 4th comment is, to all those who may think that the upcoming arc is going to be centered around Zeref, you shouldn't get your hopes up too high. The reason that is we're maybe halfway from the series ending. Throughout those 300 chapters, we've been given only brief panel time with Igneel, and still know very little about the whole dragon disappearance. Assuming that Zeref is probably the last problem the world is going to have to take care of, we are bound to wait a little more until he enters the stage for real. What I believe the next arc is going to be about is probably connected with what Cobra foretold in the 2nd chapter. Namely, the 3rd Dark Guild and the core to the Balam Alliance, Tartaros. I only hope that they made a good use of the 7 years of Fairy Tail's absence, because Raven Tail evidently did not. Ivan should have surpassed Hades by far. Instead, Laxus was able to take him down. I think we've already kind of discussed this part here over the last 3 months. I mean, well, I don't think they went all out. Just my own suspicion. And conclusion. Once again, the series starts building up the succeeding storylines. My hope is that after the next 300 chapters, I won't feel the same bad taste the last arc left in many people's mouths. I'm looking forward to see where it would lead to, but this time is a bit of reserve, not to be disappointed the way I was the last few months. So Rampage and everyone, let us enjoy the good moments that are hopefully to come in this manga. Absolutely, and I appreciate that's some honesty right there and some hopefulness, and I'm absolutely down with it. And also remember all the good times that we've had. And I believe, I can't remember if somebody's responding to each other, but I'll read. Let's see, Kylie Bob 9. I agree. I can't remember which is these first. Okay, I agree with Zeref maybe getting ready to play a relevant role within the next couple of arcs, like Toby and Oshamaru and Naruto, Aizen and Bleach, etc. Even if he's not at his most serious yet, he should still be able to cause a lot of ruckus being the world's strongest mage. Hopefully, we're in for a good ride and Hero is getting back on track again. And I think that Karagor Suze is responding to that. Yeah, just a cool teaser to keep up the interest till things with Zeref will be set in motion. It's kind of like when we saw Hades early on the manga and then had to wait a couple of arcs till he finally made his move, but keep in mind that he's lurking somewhere getting ready to strike. Alright, I'll go ahead and let that be the end. I appreciate everyone's comments. I really do. Like I say, I'm enjoying the series. I'm actually don't have a lot so far to add to it, but your comments are just awesome. I really do appreciate it. You've added a lot to definitely adding a lot to fill in a lot of blanks here. Okay, anyway, hopefully, and then next we'll see. We got it very soon here. We got another triple chapter. I was hoping to have your comments out earlier this week, but anyway, yeah. Anybody can be an anime fan. You can always subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. You can do anything you want to. Until next time, take care.